What is up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of the Savage Patriots. Uh, Mr. Brokich, Michael is traveling, and Lee, I think, may have lost track of time because he is live somewhere, but just not here. I'm gonna make sure I rake him across the coals for that one. Um,
Uh,
in, in either case, we came across some stuff, and we want to talk about it. It looks like Elon Musk is going to be hosting former President Trump on a town hall on X.
hmm
Um, we want to hear your thoughts about this because if that is something that takes place, what is the liberal media going to do? Are they going to call it Russian propaganda?
Well, they've already
Um,
been gunning for Elon
well, we'll
Musk to
see what
begin
they
with.
think about what they say about that. You think it'll happen, Coy?
Yeah, it'll happen, but like this is the thing is like Elon already knows that he's already in the basket with Trump anyway. I mean, look how they've been going after him. Like they're currently having an EV conference without the guy who's leading the EV way. They shunned him and put him away and said, "No, we want them to transition to electric vehicles. The guy that's responsible for that change is not allowed to be there because it's not about climate change; it's about power."
Power change.
Yeah.
So we looked into it, and here's one of the articles I found. Um, Musk appears to confirm Trump town hall on X after guilty verdict. I'm not sure why you got to put that in there. I mean, before or after he's still
Yeah.
having the town hall. Is a conviction supposed to automatically deter people from listening to him
Well,
all of a sudden?
look, they even had to put it in the first paragraph because
I-
that's all the narrative is. Like
right?
you don't even have to look very far. It's right there. It's just right there at the bottom. It's like
Yeah.
Allen 34 charges in his New York hush money case.
Hush
It's like
money
why
case.
is that the story you're trying to report on? Are you trying to report on the hush money case or are you trying to report on the fact that he's going to be on X?
Yeah, I don't think they can decide.
Yeah.
Musk appeared to confirm reports by Axios and the Wall Street Journal that X plans to hold a live town hall events, not just one, with Trump,
Multiple.
as well as long shot independent candidate RFK, be
Yeah.
ahead of the November election, citing sources familiar with the matter. He's the richest
I hate that.
person, world's richest person, reposted a New York story at town hall events Friday morning, saying briefly, "This will be interesting." No date has been given for those events, though they fall into X's push for increased political coverage, with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson hosting his own show there. Um, I think what they're really running from is the impact of X and the lack of control they have
Mm.
over X. I don't think they care at all about whether or not um, Trump is heard. They just don't want him heard the way we need to hear
Mm.
in open forums. They want it controlled. They want to dictate the narrative. They have to formulate their stories, and that's why they're also mad that he joined TikTok.
Yeah.
In case y'all missed that, um, that Trump joined TikTok recently, and this is Biden's TikTok account. I find it weird that they use that profile picture. I'm not quite sure why you would pick your president to have red eyes and the evil look on his face and think it's going to be a good thing.
That's
Um,
because they're trying to use the dark Brandon meme.
yeah, it's not going to work for him. Secondly, if you want comedy, please go to these videos and click on the comments. Please understand if you I'm just gonna click on let's click on this one here. It has a
Guys, you
million views,
have to see
right?
this new report about Donald Trump. A producer on The Apprentice just came
Okay,
out.
so this is about the N-word thing. Now watch the comment section here. Let's see what we have. I have 1,000 comments, right? Can't wait to afford a house. Why are groceries so expensive?
Those are literally the first two you
The
see.
first two comments. 3.2 million.
Hmm
Why is my gas so expensive? Why is
Why is
rent so expensive? We're broke. Reaching.
mm.
Not a single so far. Not a single supporter so far in the comment section. Not one.
Mm.
How
Who
3.2
is
versus
she?
3?
There you go. Yeah, but like the one of just the who is she is so random. It's like, who is this person? Who is this lady? Why is she like, who are you?
Hearsay. All AI can do anything now.
Yeah, I know. Bot farms are amazing.
Wait, there's so much. There's not even a video of it. Biden has said so many times there's video though.
It's so true.
This is Brandon's page, okay? Meanwhile, this is Trump's page. 4.4 million followers versus 300 and something thousand, 37, and one video. The one video he has up has 71 million views.
Because it's Donald Trump. Yep. I like how they. So here's the thing with the whole, Biden page is like, I like how they're pushing to ban TikTok, and yet they're still using the platform to freaking
promote their guys. Yep.
To promote their guys. Yeah, especially like the Stinson and the other guy.
Well, that's what their hope was, to ban it for everybody else. Eventually purchase it out and limit any reach for the conservative out there, and only give rise to the Democrat.
See, here's the thing. This is what they wanted. So when Elon Musk bought the crime scene that is known as Twitter, right? They lost a significant amount of control over information in the U.S. populace because Twitter was their information control mechanism. So they lost it when Elon Musk took it over, right? So there's this other thing called TikTok that's really popular at the generation now, the Zeds, right? So what if we could get them to divest, sell it to a U.S. company, and then we can reuse that as the new Twitter? Right? Can we turn TikTok into Twitter, or what it used to be? But it's a better platform because it's faster and has a better algorithm. So now we can control the information that we want them to see. That is what I think what the whole thing is about. It has never been about the fact that China owned it. It's the fact that it was owned by a foreign company and they wanted a new information control mechanism, which they lost with Twitter.
Well, they won't. It won't work. I can assure you of this. It will not work, and it will not work for one important reason. They already messed up. One, you already went after the opposition unbelievably went after him for things that you already did. It wasn't the first, like campaign financing. Hillary did that too. Obama did that too. Bush did that too. None of them have been arrested because they all pushed the same agenda, which was what? War.
Yeah.
They pushed the war and they pushed division. And they're not getting that with Trump. Unfortunately for them, they don't get that. And when you have this now obvious and blatant attack on somebody you don't agree with, people are going to start to wake up. And look how much they're waking up. This is how much they're waking up. House Democrat urges New York governor to pardon Trump for the good of the country.
You know why they want him to pardon him? Here's the reason. Is because they get to say he's a felon for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life.
Because if he doesn't get it overturned and he doesn't get it appealed, he was pardoned. So he committed the crime, but he was pardoned. It's fine. Right? So if you can't get it overturned and you can't get it expunged, so if you can't get it turned over appeal, then they get to say he's a convicted felon forever. Even though he was pardoned, he's a convicted felon.
Well, let's see what they're let's see what they say. Donald Trump guilty. Oh my goodness. A New York jury this year found Donald Trump guilty in his hush money trial. Trump was charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records, including accusations of reimbursing Michael Cohen for hush money payments.
The thing that stood out most to me was when Cohen recalled Trump's response to learning that Stormy Daniels was shopping around her story. He said, well, first he got mad and told Cohen, I thought you had this under control. But then he goes, according to Cohen's testimony, this is a disaster, a total disaster. Women are going to hate me. Guys may think it's cool, but this is a disaster for the campaign.
Trump never talks like that. Just listen to the quote. If he said Trump, when have you ever heard Trump said that, or anything close to that kind of a layout of a sentence.
Yeah.
Ever, never. He doesn't talk like that.
Not once. I find it absolutely astonishing and hilarious that these people treat Donald Trump like he is the mass murderer. Like seriously, like they treat it like he's John Wayne Gacy, you know, the way they're like, how like they want to do like documentaries on how crazy his crime spree was. Literally. Okay, so here's the thing. Out of all of the years they've been investing in this guy for like 7+ years, right? The only thing they could get him on was falsifying business records, which was a misdemeanor that they upgraded into a felony.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Riddle me this: if they truly wanted to take President Trump down and have it so he would never be able to run again, don't you think they would invoke the 25th, meeting with foreign leaders like four? If they could push the 25th, they could, but they can't. There's nothing they can push it on. There is nothing, no basis for the 25th whatsoever. They can't catch him on anything when it comes to corruption because he never made any deals. They can't catch him on anything recorded that he said, because everything that they say he has recorded isn't recorded at all anymore. So they don't have anything to bring to the table. So I don't exactly know how they're going to push that particular 25th Amendment. Now Biden, they got that we should be able to, Republicans should be able to right now issue the 25th Amendment.
They should. They also could impeach him for the same thing that they impeached Donald Trump for, which was halting congressional money that was already allocated to the Israelis, in the way that apparently Donald Trump did to the Ukrainians, right, for the quid pro quo, because it was like for his campaign, because he's getting absolutely hammered by the radical left on his party over Israel. So, like, there's things that they can already do, but the point I was making with that is they've investigated this guy so much, and the only thing they could actually get him to stick on was a BS like documents case, and then also this case, which was a misdemeanor that was upgraded to a felony in the first place. Right? That's it. That's the only thing they can do. Now, I wonder if they could do the same if they put the same amount of energy into Biden or Hillary Clinton or the Clintons themselves and the Bushes and get out that clean. I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
There is no way they can get out of this. There's nothing they can do. They've dug the hole and they can't dig it away out of it, no matter what they do. They could have a backhoe, they could have sticks of dynamite, they could put charges in the ground. They cannot get out of this. No matter what they do, they cannot get out of it. They can't twist it, they can't spin it. No, they've done, and this is exactly what happened in 2020. They played their hand so heavily because they played it so lightly in 16. Mm-hmm. They honestly thought in 16 they didn't have to do much work. A few P-tape here and Access Hollywood there, and then you have a couple other things on the side, and well, that should keep people from voting for him, and it didn't. So then in 2020 they had to put a whole lot more effort into the opposite side. They realized they can't taint him because they only have so much information they can bring. So what they do is suppress what they can about Biden and try and push as much as they can the good stuff, but they couldn't do that either. So they had to suppress him. Now they're doing both, silencing him and pushing their rhetoric. So they're hell bent on taking over what they got to take over, but they played too much. They've done way too much. They've gone overboard, and now they're burned. They can't do it.
So Marlon, this is revenge of the bitch. Okay, this is what it's always been. Is Hillary Clinton getting back at Donald Trump? She finally got her win. That's what it was. She finally got her win.
Yeah,
because like you saw her reaction to it. She's like, "Oh, did anything interesting happen today?" Like she was just so glad and so happy that she finally was able to get something on the guy. It's like, I wish you would have put the same amount of energy into Ghislaine Maxwell, right? Or the same amount of reporting that they put in. So like she was charged with trafficking minors to nobody, and we still have no idea who those people are. Or put the same amount of energy to find out who dropped the cocaine in the White House.
You know? No, well, you're assuming it was dropped. I think it was placed.
Oh yeah, they planted cocaine in the White House just to make them look bad. Sure.
Well, if that was the case, don't you think they would have investigated a whole lot more? I'm just saying, if you thought that someone went in there to purposely make it look like Hunter did it, trust me, they would have found somebody to pin that on. They didn't find anybody to pin it on because nobody planted it. It was there because Hunter put it there.
Yeah.
I don't understand how anyone can see and not understand that that's exactly what's going on. There was and I'm trying to find it, one of the guys that was pushing the Trump said the N-word on The Apprentice, he came forward and said that there was no validity to it because there is no tape. As much as people say there is no tape on it, and I cannot find that clip anymore. They interviewed him, and for all intents and purposes, this so-called I think even Biden said it existed, where Trump used the N-word on somebody, and now they have it on tape and we can hear it, but no one's ever produced it. He said it didn't happen. Now, the reason you're not going to get a lot of traction out of that is because nobody wants it to be untrue. They need it to be true, so they're not going to. Even if they have this guy talking, they'll silence him. They won't get that out there. Why would you? That's pointless.
But it's the same thing. It's like, well, Biden's also done it. So, like, what's the point?
Well, because he did it. He did it. He was quoting somebody else. See, and as long as you're quoting somebody else, you can say it. Except if you're Joe Rogan, you can't quote it because then you're saying the N-word.
Yeah, but like, if you're quoting it, like, we already have a video of Biden doing the exact same thing, and he said it even with a harder R. Just like, oh, you're muted him. Yeah, no audio from you.
Nah.
There you go.
You have it.
Yeah, you're good now. It's because you were gonna say the N-word. That's what it was.
They were jumping ahead of me.
Yeah, and it's like the censors on YouTube. It's like, oh, we can't let that darky say something naughty.
You can't be saying that word, boy. Don't be doing that. All right, let's play it and see what it does, huh?
Yeah.
I wanna make sure we don't want to misquote Biden at all, you know.
Right.
Indicates that there was intent. The court found the plan with unerring precision slices through the city's traditional subunit, the ward, in a racially selective manner, leaving intact predominantly white wards while carving up those densely populated by blacks. As of the governor, the court concludes, quote, the governor's opposition to the Nunes plan was predicated in significant part on his delineation of a majority black district centered in Orleans Parish. In a confidential portions of your staff memo, they brought to your attention the allegation that important legislators in defeating the Nunes plan in the basement said, quote, we already have a nigger mayor and we don't need any more nigger big shots. And the court cited evidence of discriminatory intent on the part of other legislators, including the representative who testified at the court hearing that there were legislators, quote, who don't feel they wanted to have a district that would be able to elect.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It kind of rolled off his tongue like he knows how to speak Spanish or something.
Not even a hesitation, not even a pause. Just
Not
like
a pause, not even like, I'm going to say a word. I don't believe in this word. I'm going to be reading it, but please excuse me. No, not N-word, not N, just whoop, right over it, right over the top. Just wham. N-word. Just dropped it. Just dropped it on the screen. Blech. Now, here's my question. If somebody,
you got a rice delivery,
right? If somebody white Whitey was on TikTok and you just heard them saying that word because they heard Biden say it and they repeated what he said, do you think you'd ask them, are you racist? Or would you just assume that they must be in order to say it? And then they tell you, no, I'm not. I'm just repeating what he said because he read it. Either they're allowed to say the word or they're not allowed to say the word. And if they're not allowed to say the word, why is he allowed to say the word and become president? There's only my own. Now, we don't have Trump on tape saying the N-word, but we sure do got.
Well, it's one of those things. Like, you can't say the word that you can't allow other people to say. Like the guy, there was an executive at Netflix who was giving an example of words you can't say, and then he happened to say that one, and then he got removed and fired from the job because he just quoted the words you're not allowed to say.
Didn't that happen to Papa John too?
Yeah, something
I think
like
so.
that. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember what happened to Papa John.
Yeah, he was in a board meeting and he said something about that. Someone saying it, and they fired him for it.
Yeah,
they ousted him.
What's the difference between the hard ER and the A?
There is no difference.
Yeah,
I mean, people want to make a difference.
Colloquially, there's no.
I'll tell you the difference. The difference is the same difference between hoe and slut.
Just different spellings of
That's
the word.
that's the difference. There it is.
I
They
mean,
have the exact same meaning.
Yeah.
Just
which is more offensive. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. It's like the same thing with the Magical Society, right? Or like you're not allowed to say the whole thing, even though you made and produced a movie that has it in the title. Obviously, people, if they're going to refer to it, should say the whole title. Be like, no, only everybody else except white people are allowed to say the entire title. You can't say the other half of it. And it's like that's stupid. Why would you do that?
yeah.
because they can. You see, because they can. This whole thing is going to end up being a very bad situation for them.
Mhm.
There's a rally outside in New York where there were Democrats and independents and the Green Party all showed up to the event and were talking to people about them being unwilling to vote anymore for Biden. And the reasons they gave was,
Right.
I can't. I can't do it anymore. Let me see if I can find it. Biden voters bailing.
It's not even tomato potato. They're two separate plants. Come on, man.
Well,
Tomato
did you hear-
tomato. That's a better one.
Did you hear that the clash that's happening too with Biden is over the Palestinian thing, the flag, and they don't want to understand that their own people are fighting back now.
Yeah,
You
base
were the
is
one that
fractured.
you created these monsters that
Mhm.
didn't have an education. You created them.
Yep.
They don't know anything about what they're protesting.
Nope.
And this is what you wanted. You wanted them to protest. But now that you need them to be educated to vote for you, it's not possible because they don't have the wherewithal to do it. They don't.
Mhm.
It is crazy to me that you think all of a sudden now you're gonna get stupid people to think smart.
Yeah.
They can't. They don't know how. I've been worrying about this for a while now. Not really worrying, but thinking about this. The very people that they've created in order to support them are not wise enough to decipher between the rhetoric you hand them 1 minute and the rhetoric you take and hand them another time, because they don't know which one to pick. They get invested emotionally into one, and then you change the rhetoric on them. They can't come back to you a second time because they want to let go of what they had before. Now you're against it, or at least you're not out loud defeating the other side hard enough. So like Biden isn't going after Israel, but you wanted them to promote the Palestinian idea, and you put it all over social media. But now that you have a stance with Israel that you can't let go because it's money, and you do have a stance with the Hamas that you can't let go because it's money, now you're caught. You're in a conflict of interest now, and you can't choose. You can't
Did
choose.
you see his ceasefire plan?
No, what is it? Please tell me.
He has a
So
plan.
he has a ceasefire plan for Israel and Palestine. There's a 3-step plan. One of them being that they need to release all the hostages, obviously, and then there's going to be an immediate 6-week ceasefire. Then they're going to come to the table, and then they're going to have a ceasefire, and then they're going to have the international community help rebuild Gaza. Is step number 2. And my point of that is, you mean the United States is going to rebuild Gaza, not the international community, because nobody in Europe is going to give money, because they never do things like that. They never give money
I was gonna say
for anything other than what they want. You know, they take our protection, use their money for what they do for their citizens, and then we get left to rebuild everything. So yeah, that's the plan. Step 2 is to rebuild Gaza, and then we'll like help manage it or something like that. That's the idea. It's like the international community is going to come in and manage it. You mean the United States is going to come in, rebuild it, and manage it? That's going to be the plan. Yeah. All right.
So
that's his peace plan.
New article. This was in 2022, mind you. More than 1 million voters switched from Democrats to GOP. Now, I want you to understand this. That was in 22. Before this, that was 2 years ago. They had people bailing ship in 2022.
Yeah.
Now you come to today, and I'm sure you guys have seen on social media these people. I saw this one older lady. She said she spent her whole life voting Democrat, and she doesn't like Trump at all. She hates Trump, but she cannot stand what Biden is doing. and she has to vote for Trump because he was a better policymaker.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, if you get the old blue-haired people to disagree with Braden, and I'm not calling him Brand anymore, I'm going to call him Braden, then you got a problem on your hands. Those are going to be dead soon, and those are the only ones that are going to vote for you.
Well, he's going to be dead soon just
So
because of old age.
So if they change it on their, their in the census that they're voting Republican before they die, you're hosed. You can't even go and grab their vote no more. They're losing on every single front. Look, even if the people don't vote for Trump, you know what they're not doing is voting for Biden. So you're going to lose by attrition anyway. You're not even okay. Let's just say you don't switch and you don't become a Republican and you just stay independent, or you're not going to vote.
Yeah.
Either way, Biden loses votes on this. In the wash, Trump has gained more than Biden has gained. Period. And Trump hasn't lost any compared to what Biden has lost. So the chasm is growing, not like this. The chasm is growing like this.
Yeah.
So
well, you also
keeps going down.
You also got to take into account the verdict actually was more not more popular for him, but like it was one of the greatest boons. He made $34 million in raising funds for the campaign in a day after it came out.
And let's not forget, he opened up a TikTok account and within 48 hours amassed roughly 3 million followers.
4 now. We showed it at the beginning.
We showed it at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. All right, even more.
That means he was president 45 and he'll be president 47. That's what that means. They skipped to 46 obviously, but that's what that
he would have been 45 once if it would have continued. But here's the other thing. Like, I honestly don't even think it matters if he wins or not, because one of the things, like what Donald Trump is right now at the point is just going to be a band-aid on a sinking ship.
Yeah.
Because it's not even a big band-aid, but like one of the little tiny ones with ribbons on it and stuff, just a little tiny kid band-aid. They just go, okay, now I plugged the hole in the boat, but it's still sinking. Like, what happens after Donald Trump is done is what's going to be the most important, is who comes after him. Is going to be the most important.
Yeah. Here's a question then. What could he do to put a band-aid big enough to last, say, 8 years?
Something I don't think people are willing to stomach, which is to gut the entire system out.
Can he do that in 4 years?
Yeah.
No, because he literally has to go into DC and cut out all the cancer. That's what he would have to do in order to get the sinking ship back right. Which is actually like take it into a harbor and start pulling things off the boat. That's what you have. And I'm not talking about like the Constitution or anything. I'm talking about the bureaucratic state. That's stuff that is ballooned so much that it's impossible to get anything done without their approval first. That's what I'm talking about.
3-letter agencies is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not just them, the lobbyists, the companies, the defense contractors, all of them.
Yeah.
No bid contracts need to go away.
I agree.
So
there's a lot of things you would have to do.
Okay, so you might know this, Coy. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I know the term would be dictator, but what could he do executive order wise on his first, second, and third day in office to
do what Jackson did?
To undo. What could he do?
Fire everyone, replace them all with his people. That's it.
I think he should.
Like, that's what Jackson did. I mean, he came in there and he said, all right, all you people out, all my people in. That's what he would literally have to do. And they would say, oh, you can't do that. That's dangerous for the system. We're supposed to have a balanced thing. It's like, no, it's swayed in one side and heavily scaled to one side, that we have to remove the establishment as much as we possibly can. And that's the problem, is like the thing with cancer, you have to remove it all or else it'll keep coming back.
Right.
And so he has to do it all at once in order for that to work, which he's legally allowed to do as the executive officer. He's allowed to do that. But they'll say it's a political motivated thing, that he's just trying to get revenge because of all the things that they did to him. And it's like, well, yeah, that's part of it. But at the same time, it's necessary.
I have no problem with that accusation either. I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, look at the amount of slander that he's amassed in 2015, 9 years now. So
I want to read this one here. This is going to help answer our question. Okay. Removal, executive power of removal. Okay. So Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution says that by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, the president can appoint judges, ambassadors, and executive officials. The Constitution, however, says nothing about whether the president can subsequently fire these appointees. As a consequence, Congress and the courts have had to define the president's legal authority to remove officials. During the first Congress, James Madison, then a member of the House, uncharacteristically argued that without the power to dismiss officials or executive officials, the president would be rendered impotent. In the 1789 law establishing the Department of State, Madison inserted language that granted the president unqualified power to fire the Secretary of State, who at the time was Madison's ally, Thomas Jefferson. This provided the legal statutory legitimation of the president's removal power. Though the Senate Henry Clay tried unsuccessfully to curb President Andrew Jackson's removal of power some 30 years later, not until after the Civil War did Congress revisit the decision of 1789. Now, you're going to see one of two things happen because it comes back to the Senate. They've already lost a seat in the Senate, by the way. The Democrats have lost, at least I know of one seat already, was it mentioned?
Yes.
He already stepped down and has become an independent.
Yeah.
Now, if they lose 3 more seats, I believe, 3 more, they've lost the majority.
They currently have a senator who is on charges of corruption.
That's the bald
That
fat
is
one,
still,
isn't it?
that is still in there. They kicked out Santos super fast, but a guy that literally had gold bars from a foreign power in his jacket is still holding a seat in the Senate. Make that make sense to you, because nobody's above the law, right? Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above, but like you're not guaranteed a right to a Senate seat when you've committed corruption, because that's the thing you're supposed to be impeached over is corruption, right?
Yeah.
But no, the Democrats don't care about that. Nobody hammers that fact home hard enough that they literally have a senator who is on corruption charges still sitting in the Senate and on a committee seat too.
See, that's scary to me.
Well, and it's Bob Mendez, right? That's Mendez. That's the one.
Yeah, this is also the second time he's been charged with corruption. Not even the first. This is the second time.
How is he still on?
He's a Democrat.
He's a Democrat.
Oh. That's the easiest explanation.
No,
he's a Democrat.
You're right.
What you will find is when asked about certain things, Braden has a real interesting statement. So I don't confuse people. I'll call him Dark Brandon. He has a real interesting statement to make with his face.
They need your help. Everyone who wants peace now must raise their voices and let the leaders know they should take this deal, work to make it real, make it lasting, and forge a better future out of the tragic terror attack and war. It's time to begin this new stage.
It's time to begin.
It looks like he smells his own diaper.
Right? He's like, I need to change. Time to begin.
I messaged
The
myself.
hostages to come home, for Israel to be secure, for the suffering to stop. It's time for this war to end,
End it now.
For the day
even though
after.
we're paying for it.
to begin. Thank you very much.
Watch this.
Mr. President, can you tell us, sir, Donald Trump refers to himself as a political prisoner and blames you directly. What's your response to that, sir? Do you think the conviction will have an impact on the campaign? We'd love to hear your thoughts, sir.
Should he be on the ballot, sir?
I mean, that's
That
tell, right?
smile just tells you everything. That
That's a tell.
they got what they wanted. They got
Yeah.
what they wanted.
This is all I see.
Mr. President, what song are you listening to?
Folks, America, I'll tell you what, you see Donald Trump, you see Pizza Hut.
No, what song?
Song I'm listening to, I'm listening to my favorite song since I was a little boy, folks. It's called Two Wood Blocks Click Clack.
Two Wood Blocks Click Clack?
Blessed clickety click clack. We are the blessed clickety guy. I said, take care, America.
That's not a door, Mr. President.
Delaware.
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 Two block.
That's a shirt right there. Delaware.
Delaware. Oh, and have his face like
It's
this. Huh?
freaking sad, man.
Delaware. I don't know how this is going to end. I do know that the town hall will be the most watched thing on Twitter. I will tell you now, if you thought that Tucker Carlson and his interview with, was it Putin, made headlines? Nope. It'll be outdone. It'll be outdone, exponentially outdone by this interview that Elon will have in his town hall. Elon will have on X. Outdone. There is no arguing that. I don't think anybody will argue that it'll be massive. Donald Trump has one video on his TikTok, and it's up to 78 million views right now. And Biden let me see what his you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look for Biden HQ, and let's see what the most viewed video they got. 1.1 million.
He's got a 2-point-something million video.
Let me see here.
View as well.
But you also got to understand, Donald Trump has a lot of hate watchers.
Well, let's go to his account and find out there's a hate watcher. Let's see what the comment section will show what it is. That is what we'll do. Let's find out the Donald Trump account. All right, let's see here. We'll go to the Dana White video and see what he's got. Now, remember when we went to the Joe Biden one, every single comment. Did we find any comment that was positive, Coy? There wasn't one that we saw. No. Okay.
No.
Followed as soon as I saw this TikTok. That's a young kid. President Trump gained 200,000 followers in an hour. The fastest follow ever. Let's go. I'll vote for the felon before I vote the kid diddler. Hey, look, it's you.
Right.
It's Lee.
There it is. Yeah.
It's Lee. He's famous. He's famous. You got 280
Let's
likes.
go.
Look, lumberjack. So far, no negative. Look at
7
that.
replies, but
that is crazy. Let's look at the replies from yours and see what they say. MAGA definitely are the morons. You couldn't put that in the main. You know why? Because you don't want it to be seen. Look at the numbers grow. The storm is. Oh, you're the only one that said anything. Hey, amazing TJ. Yeah, I want. Let's go to Smitty. Let's see what's. Oh, look at Smitty's account. It's a bot. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ain't that something? Is that you, Smitty? Or is that somebody else's video on kids you just taken?
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
That is kind of creepy.
But if it is is that white privilege? Ew, those are some nasty, gnarly looking feet, bro.
There's a obviously lives in Palm Springs. That makes sense.
Is Seattle? Yeah, none of these are his. None.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a bot.
This is a bot.
Has to be.
That's how they can do their thing. See, this is how they operate. They cannot afford to have actual people, so they have to put out the bots. It's a pretty blatant thing. If you have one account that you say is for the president and nobody's saying anything positive about you, then you go to the person that you're persecuting and he has all the positive comments, and we know some of the people. There might be a problem there. There might be. I think you should try and pardon him, but it won't work.
So silly.
Okay, quick question. I honestly don't know the answer to that. Can he refuse the pardon?
Yes.
And I have a suspicion he will.
I do too.
I mean, it would be weird for him to refuse it just because, but like I said, it's the headlines. It's always about the headlines. It's always about the narrative. That's what it's always about. It doesn't matter what they got Donald Trump on, as long as they can use the words convicted felon next to his name. That is all they ever wanted. Convicted felon. That's it.
We on the right.
They needed all of this to get that headline.
See, but we on the right, we actually run with that kind of stuff. I mean, felon 2024 is a tagline,
Yeah.
Convicted felon 2024 is a tagline.
So he's going to be the first ever president to be impeached twice, convicted as a felon, and still win the White House. That's going to be an interesting historical blurb on Wikipedia. The only president in history to be impeached twice, convicted of a felony, and win the White House for a second term.
And if they
That is unprecedented.
If they're running from prison and to run the country from jail, you're creating all kind of precedents, though. You know,
I mean, if you want to make Nelson Mandela, go for it. I mean, that's that they caught the Roadrunner. Now they have to figure out what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always look at it as. Like, I don't think I don't even know. I know they wanted the headline, but I don't know if they actually want to see Trump in jail, because if he goes to actual jail, which I still think is possible and probably going to happen, then that means that literally nobody's above the law, and you've already opened the doors, because then they're going to always point to the Trump case and said, you put a president in prison. You can't say that Hillary Clinton had no intent when she committed a crime to destroy public records, to hide a crime, which is what she did.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we can't charge her that because she didn't have intent, right?
That's what they say.
She didn't have intent to interfere with the election, but she did.
She did. Well, I think she had all intent. That's just what I believe.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, she committed treason when she was trying to usurp the power of the president by orchestrating an entirely fake dossier to undermine his presidency.
Wasn't that be illegal?
It is illegal.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, it's Hillary Clinton, right? I
Madam Beefcake herself.
We will wait to see how this pans out. I have an update about Friday's show that happened last Friday. The results have been hilarious. When I say they have been hilarious, if you guys were here Friday for the conversation about those 4 TikTokers, they absolutely lost their ever-loving mind. They came out in full force to try and persuade me to apologize. The dude,
Marlon, apologize.
I don't know how they figured that's going to happen. Like,
right?
I mean, it's a good thought. It's a sentimental thought, I guess.
So the tranny that I talked about, he's the one that's catching the most heart attacks out of what I said, because he's really mad that I call him a pedo. And he's so mad that he's willing to say he's going to sue. So he made this video. I finally got him to show his face. All the other videos he's done, he has just a finger coming into the screen and showing, he wouldn't show his face.
Yeah.
And in this one, I managed to make him show his face. So I'm gonna copy it here so that we guys, let me see if I can bring it up. I managed to make him show his face, and this was the video he made to me.
That is the dumbest thing you could possibly do, is to sue somebody, especially when you have questionable photos on your phone, because if he sues you, you could get discovery.
Well, this is the other one. This is one of his minions.
Oh, okay.
This is the tranny one.
It doesn't matter. They're all connected, right?
Yeah, and the one
all
with
part of the same case, it would still be under discovery. You could get all of their phones.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So my counter is this: did you call me an Uncle Tom, a coon, and racist? Because those can also affect my bottom line, and I'm pretty sure it affected my bottom line more than yours. But anyway, let's continue with the
tort. Yeah.
Right. So let's read this. Was the juice worth the squeeze, Marlon Brown? Yes.
I mean, that's a rhetorical question at that point. I mean, come on.
Of course it was. It was completely worth the squeeze. In fact, I still have some of the juice left, and it's really good stuff. Like, man, it's so good. Did you get the clicks and views you were hoping? Yes, and it's still going up. Thank you for asking. It's our turn to squeeze now. Is it? So this is what they put up. What qualifies as slander? Put simply, slander is a legal term used to describe defamation or the act of harming a person or business reputation by telling one or more people something that is untrue or damaging about them. Slander can be the basis. It's not the whole of a lawsuit, the basis of a lawsuit, but what? Has to be proven by the subject in civil court. What else did you put up? Because libel and slander are intentional torts, the defendant must have intended the publication but malice or actual ill will is not an element of defamation. However, evidence of malice is relevant to obtain punitive damages or to overcome certain privileges. Hmm. Now, one would have to prove malice. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
And enter Mister. Is that loud enough?
Turn it up some.
Making one of the largest defamation awards in U.S. history, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones was ordered to pay approximately $1 billion in actual damages to the families of the victims of Sandy Hook shooting.
And that trial in and of itself was just another example of the two-tier justice system
two-tier
in
justice.
the first place.
So, like I said,
good job.
Sue away. He's gonna apologize publicly. Some of us have goals and projects we are working on. I don't play about me. I'm no one's victim, but you sure act like one. Like,
but dude, you still admitted to not only physical violence and threats to Mr. Brown, and you also admitted on camera that you took photos of his young children and saved them to your phone for malicious purposes. So the thing is that you're going to go into this libel defamation case, and then it's going to be you versus us or that guy or whoever the case comes up to. The discovery on your part is going to be more damaging to your reputation than the actual things that were said on the podcast in the first place.
There you go. So good luck with that,
dude. You're not innocent in all of this. You have said things that a lawyer's going to look at and go, "Dude, you are stupid."
Dummy Meg Dummerson. And someone said she's a beacon of light. It's a he. That's a he. And you'll see it in a minute, and you'll be able to tell it's a man.
Wow. Good.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Good. This is he.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is a message directly to Marlon Brown.
Thank you. Hi, how are you, mister? You doing okay, sir? I hope you're okay, sir. Are you doing that while driving? That's very dangerous. That's very dangerous.
Illegal, I think, in some states.
You paused. Yeah, you just paused it so you could finish parking. That's good. Thank you for putting safety first.
Yeah.
Good job.
Some of us, Marlon, actually work in community.
What do you think I work in? Some of us actually work in community. I know what community you work in. You work in the community of indoctrinating children. We know. Trust me, we know. It's obvious that's what you work in. But continue.
Right?
Right.
Some of us actually enjoy having our reputations untarnished.
Untarnished? Is your clientele aware that you call black people racial terms?
Uh-oh.
Is your clientele aware of that? Maybe that's what I should be telling your clientele, that you derogatorily talk to black men a certain way. Huh? Are they aware of that? I didn't know you could do that. I thought black people were protected. I thought so. Oh, but you're different though. Isn't that weird? Is your clientele aware that you associate with people that wish for black people to be strung up and also butt broken? Is your clientele aware of that? Is your clientele aware that you have not denounced that kind of speech on your platform?
That's kind of the tell.
That's interesting. But continue.
Off lies. Some of us work to help marginalized communities.
And what marginalized community is that? Wait.
Yeah.
Don't tell me
people that agree with
LGBTQ
me
and
No,
black
people
people
that
are the
agree
one
with
and
me.
the same, right? So black women and black men are naturally associated with the gay community. I hear you. Go ahead now. They like these long pauses to think that this isn't okay. Understand this. You're not in a live situation. Okay, you're not talking to. You're alone in your car. You don't need to take a pause.
It's actually referred to as the millennial pause.
Yeah, well, they're taking a millennium to pause it, so they need to stop. We don't have that kind of time. People can age quickly.
Have businesses. I know you don't know nothing about that. Who said that? Kendrick? You did.
You're quoting the philosopher Kendrick?
Some of us have businesses.
Some of us have been, huh?
I know you don't know nothing about that. Who said that? Kendrick? You did. You don't know nothing about that.
Here's the thing.
What's going on?
I want to say something to people to understand about the internet. Okay. if you don't want something to be brought up in a lawsuit, or you don't want something to be brought up in any sort of court case or anything like that, then don't ever say it in written text or video or audio or any of those things. It is the internet. The internet is forever. So
Oh,
even
hell
if you went back and scrubbed everything before a lawsuit, you're still
got
going to
the
get discovery. You're
screenshot.
still going to get discovery. They're still going to pull the things from the phones. You're still going to have access to all these things. So yeah, it's never a good idea to get into lawsuits when you have said things
yourself.
publicly that can be construed as being racial or even predatory. Let's put it like that, or predatory. So you've already said these things in public. I can't imagine what you've said in private.
Yeah. Now that tranny has talked about my wife. So if you want to talk about defamation, who someone's not in the fight. Now, Snaggle's wife was involved in the fight, so she's on the table for tax because she, she's a public figure. But the wife, on the other hand, now I'm going to advise you something, sir. Choose your next step wisely, because it could backfire, just like the arrest of Donald Trump can backfire on people. So choose your words wisely, and make sure when you do sue, you make sure you send it to the right address. Okay, that'd be good, because I may not get the paperwork. And then summarily, another one of their buddies chimed in and was saying he's going to pull up. What's up, Snacks? He says he's going to pull up. So I'm going to show you the guy that says he's going to pull up. He used to live in Washington State. His name is Avery Tingle.
Wait.
Huh?
Tingle?
Tingle. Yes, that's a Tingle.
Okay.
On his Facebook profile, he says he's separated, and I can only assume that the wife left him because he was taking tranny D. And that would, because he's coming out to defend the tranny, I would probably assume that you probably were found in bed with a man. But this is what he looks like, and I think I kind of confirm it by this video. This is the threat. Oh, you remember Snacks? He's trying to pull up. This is the guy that's going to pull up. Now, again, I don't assume that people can't fight. No, I lie. I do assume that people can't fight. I think I can tell a good fighter when I see one, even if you don't look like you could. Here he is. Y'all ready? Avery Tingle, everyone.
Hey, yo, if you are a man refusing to wear a mask because you say you can't breathe, you never satisfied her. She faked every last one. I said what I said. Have a nice day.
I always hated the bathroom trend on TikTok.
Yeah, well, one thing, make sure you don't have peeling siding and holes in the
clear
back
your
wall.
God
Clean
dang mirror.
Clean the mirror. And what is up with the Sasquatch soldiers, man? Like, the hair is like, shave that, man. Come on.
I just noticed that.
Bro, your whole upper body is like an upside down pear. What are you talking about? Like, come on. Like, you're built like a sack of potatoes, but you feel you're gonna come and pull up on me? I'm not the biggest dude. I'm not the strongest dude. But man, look, come on.
I would have gone with a little baggier of like short pants, something.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, so
Oversized
I don't know who. I don't know.
You say
Okay,
you can't
as a fat guy, I will say this. Wear clothes that fit to your form,
Please.
and that's general advice for everybody. I'm not body shaming. I'm being body positive here. Wear clothes that fit your body. Okay.
No, I'm body shaming.
Not everybody needs to wear anything tight.
The
If you
dude
do
has a
not have the
flotation
body for
device around his
tightness,
stomach.
don't.
He has a flotation device around his stomach. Come on, man. Then you know what your theme song should be? We all live in a yellow submarine. That's what you should be, your theme song. Because you're better as a flotation device. You're not. Trust me. All I have to do is run. All I have to do is run, and you'll never catch me. And I got bad knees. I got bad knees. 2 circles around, and you'll be out of breath. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. But hey, look, I'm not deterring you from your lifelong goal to be on World Star Hip Hop. If that's where you want to end up, feel free to come on. Just understand that now everybody knows that you said you're going to pull up. It is not just on TikTok where you have it in a statement. Everybody knows now you said you're going to pull up to Washington State in Wenatchee to fight.
And
you
plus,
said that. Okay.
Everything that we've said is opinions based on information that is being provided to us by said individuals themselves. These are things that they have said publicly on social media.
Thank you.
And therefore it is free game.
Free game. Now, this is a note to y'all. Don't step into a fight that you can't fight. Okay. Okay, y'all like to start stuff and you don't know how to finish. All right, other people know how to finish.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get mad when other people know what to do and you don't. Okay, y'all getting mad at me because I have other platforms. Oh, they ain't going nowhere. Yet still you're concerned about it going. If it's not going anywhere, then I didn't harm you because no one heard it. You see how stupid you sound? You know that I have reach. Otherwise, there'd be no reason to say I'm defaming you because no one's going to hear my platform, right? It ain't going nowhere.
Right.
I have no reach. But you know better. You know I do have reach. Yeah, I think he's trying to pull up to the fast food window, I think is what it is. I think Jay Lee said that one. I think he's trying to pull up to the fast food window to get some McDonald's or something. So yeah, that was a result of Friday. They have kind of taken a tone down. They haven't flooded my page anymore, but I did gain like 1,000 subscribers in that weekend.
Jeez.
So like
here's the other thing when we're talking about slander and libel is that you have to intentionally make up something. And when I say you have to literally make up something with the intent on damaging said person's reputation, which is what they do to conservatives and Republicans all the time, is they create something that is false in order to push an agenda. What we have done, we have shown you where the things come from, why we're saying it, because it was publicly posted on social media. That's not creating something out of nothing. You said the thing. We said you said the saying. That's our opinion of the matter. That's it.
That's interpretation, buddy.
There
the
it
same
is.
way you guys say that all MAGA are racist and extremists.
Yeah.
You can say that, and then it gets back to our jobs. We get fired. But y'all will say that's not defaming. We're just saying what we know to be true. Okay. You know that to be true. I know what I know to be true as well. Because every day every time I see a transsexual talking, they always talk about going after kids. That's pedophilic. So get over yourself.
Yeah.
And again, I look forward to seeing the paperwork show up. Since I'm defaming you so much and going and you want libel and all that stuff. Don't I have to know your name?
That would be a good start.
I have to say something about you. And don't think I said your name. I showed you a picture.
I
That's
don't
not
even
you.
have enough energy to do any of that stuff, man. Like even if I tried.
And it's boring.
So far,
Yeah.
you've the one that said my name though. That's weird.
Didn't he also say your wife's name too?
Yeah. Quite a few of them said my wife's name. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
they're into doxing and putting threats out there on the internet. So like they're dumb.
I'm good with a nice threat. Bring the threats. I'm not worried about y'all like at all. Like I said, I live around the white people. And if I am a Steven from Django, trust me, Massa gonna protect me. I work good.
This is piece of advice for everybody on social media. If you don't want it to be out there in the ether, then don't say it.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. If you think it can be misconstrued or if it can be taken a certain way, then don't say it. Don't write it. Don't record it. Don't do any of those things. Right? Keep it to yourself. Like a normal person.
Keep it in the closet. That's where you should have stayed there, young man. You should have stayed there. In either case, if the fight does take place, I'll make sure to record it. High def. I'm going to make sure I get someone that's a bystander somewhere to record the thing. Now hear me out. If I lose, that's okay because I never claimed to be an awesome fighter. But however, if I win, Avery,
mutual combat is legal in some states.
But if I win, just know that I will be posting that bad boy everywhere. It's going to be everywhere, and especially World Star Hip Hop. It's going to get there. Look, everywhere I can post that bad boy, I'll put it.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you name it.
All of it. Hey, look, if I have to call Ragnar over, I'll call Ragnar to come record. I'll call. I'll call them all. So let's see what happens. In either case, we will have our show back on Wednesday, and Bro should be back. He's still traveling. His flights got delayed. That's why he didn't make it. So he'll be back on Wednesday. And we will be having a Rumble event this weekend. And I do want to cover that Fauci hearing.
Oh yeah.
What I don't
Fauci
know,
for jail.
Yeah, what I don't know is if we can cover anything he said about the Fauci ouchie. Even though it's about, it's being talked about in a government capacity.
What
about how they are? So
what about his false claims about masks and the distancing?
That's the
think
one I
they've
don't know.
changed the rules on that recently
hope.
due to revelations.
Well, we can talk about that Wednesday then. We'll talk about Fauci and the hearing. And then Friday, possibly the clash that happened between the SJWs on the Palestine side and the SJWs on the gay pride
That was
side.
hilarious, buddy.
It's hilarious.
That was absolutely hilarious.
I mean,
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
I thought they were the party of unity. I thought they all in solidarity with each other. All of a sudden, no.
The gay pride people were just like trying to get through, and then the Palestinian people, like gay Palestinian pride people, were like, "No, you can't get through." And it's like, "But this is the pride parade. But we're doing our thing. But we're doing our thing." Yeah.
When I tell you it was funny, it was hilarious stuff. It's like watching two toddlers fight in the sand pit over the same toy.
What are you doing?
Mine,
No!
Mommy, it was gold. It was gold. In any case, but thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys. Too Strong will be live a lot this week, so look out for that. Is Hooch on tomorrow?
I don't know. I'll have to get with Michael since he's still traveling. He might be delayed, so
cool.
We'll go under the assumption that it's not, and let's go under the assumption it's not this week, and just in case there's any issues between me and Michael with either sickness or his travel, we'll figure it out.
All right, cool. All right. Well, either case, Too Strong later this week, and I'll be back with Straight Talk in the morning. So make sure you tune into all that. Make sure you go through your day pushing all our stuff through. We don't want to just be stagnant. We're hitting real good milestones right now. We are rolling. We are at 2,111 subscribers right now.
Heck yeah.
Okay. We are finally moving. So the more you guys do your part, the more you'll see us move, and the more we move, the better traction we can get, and the more we can actually be seen. So please do that for us, please. Mr. Lee.
Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see y'all Wednesday.
Be out. Peace.